About to go bowling. Hey, stand the mean man. I may be getting stitches, but I'm getting bitches.
Hello everybody, I'm going to be reacting to another video, and this time I am going to be reacting to Tanker tears open and crash caught on dash cam, obviously by random dash cam. And that honestly sounds terrible. The fact that Tanker tore open, that sounds terrible. But we're gonna get started. I want to know how bad that particular crash must have really been. So, starting in 3, 2, 1.
Bad bug killers totaled tankers, destroyed dump trucks, and a kitty in a crosswalk? This episode has a little of everything, so hold on tight, you're gonna need it. Aaron was on his way to his girlfriend's house after picking up some food and drinks, but he had no idea his plans were about to be exterminated by the driver of a pickup truck.
Blow him up!
Wow.
The pest control pickup pulled across the road in front of Aaron's Ford Fusion. Even though he slammed on his brakes, he wasn't able to avoid T-boning the pickup, sending his food and drink flying. His girlfriend's drink was fine, by the way, but that was a small consolation after the impact totaled his car and left him with major injuries to his neck, back, and shoulder. After months of physical therapy and treatment, the pickup driver's insurance provider has been anything but cooperative. Aaron has hired an attorney to handle the situation, and they'll take it to court if they have to. He told us that between the loss of his car, his ongoing pain, and the insurance difficulties, the collision has taken a huge toll on him. He just hopes that his story can show others how even a minor collision can have a huge impact.
Wow.
Alex was driving through a construction zone on an Ohio highway when he watched a tanker in the oncoming lanes suddenly barrel into the median.
Oh.
Multiple other vehicles were involved in a collision, including a semi-truck and a pickup pulling a trailer, before the tanker left the highway and got stuck in the median. Incredibly, nobody was injured. The collision ruptured the tank, allowing the flammable contents to spill all over the highway.
Holy shit.
Alex told us traffic was stopped in both directions until the gas was cleaned up, and he provided the police with a copy of his footage. Jesse and his wife were headed to a friend's wedding when they noticed smoke coming from the bottom of a dump truck.
Another one! Oh shit!
You okay? You okay? You alright?
All of a sudden, the bottom of the dump truck exploded into flames, sending debris flying everywhere. An unknown object even hit their Kia Sportage, leaving a scratch on the hood. Jesse pulled over right away, but thankfully nobody was hurt in the incident. The fire was quickly extinguished, and Jesse said they continued after changing their underwear. Steven watched a white sedan fly past him on the shoulder of a backed-up highway, and maybe some of our Canadian viewers can tell us. Is this a bus lane? Express lane? Both? Regardless, watch this reckless overtake.
Oh my god.
If you think that driver is a wreck waiting to happen, you're not wrong. 15 minutes later, Steven discovered the same car obliterated and surrounded by first responders, along with an SUV it had collided with and flipped. Steven provided the highway patrol with a copy of his dashcam footage, and he told us that a total of 4 vehicles were involved in the collision. The highway was closed for a few hours as a result. Elsewhere in Canada, Tim encountered an SUV driver facing the wrong way, but driving backward.
Wow. Why are they doing this?
Tim told us he was totally confused by the scene, and at first, he thought the SUV was being towed backward with the headlights left on. Eventually, the SUV driver did get turned around, but not until Tim had driven past her. Tim also said he spent 300 Canadian dollars on his dash cam, and it's already saved him from a $7,000 repair bill. If you need one for your ride, you'll find discounts on the models we use in our own vehicles down in the description. George was headed back to work after a medical appointment when a clueless scooter rider almost got himself sent to the hospital.
You fucking moron!
After riding the wrong way down a one-way street, the daredevil decided that wasn't dangerous enough before cutting around George as he turned into a parking garage. He's lucky George was paying attention. I don't know about Tennessee, but where I live, that scooter rider would have gotten to pay for his own medical bills, as well as any repairs to George's Subaru Forester had they collided. Juan was on his way to get some breakfast before work when he watched the Kia driver pass him before finding out that she was going a bit too fast for the snow-covered road surface. The Kia slid over an island before slamming into an SUV that had been waiting at the traffic light. Juan told us he stopped to check on the involved drivers, continuing to work once he verified that they were unhurt. Stefan was vacationing in the United States, road tripping over 10,000 miles around the country, when he watched an oncoming pickup driver cut across his lane the wrong way to reach a gas station.
The wrong way.
What the fuck are you doing?
A driver in the other lane had left an opening for a semi-truck changing lanes, and the pickup driver saw this as a perfect opportunity to take a shortcut. Thankfully, Stefan's American road trip didn't include any other incidents. Nick was driving his GMC Yukon when another driver, late for work, ran a stop sign, leaving him with no way to avoid a T-bone collision.
Seriously?
Nick told us that after the collision, he couldn't turn his music down and could barely get his door open. Fluids were leaking everywhere, and his rear wheel had been turned almost completely sideways by the impact. Thankfully, neither driver was seriously hurt, but I'm guessing the pickup driver was probably way later to work than he would have been if he hadn't run that stop sign. Jeff had stopped at a red light and was watching cross traffic start across the intersection when a pickup truck blasted past him.
Oh! Someone behind.
The pickup flew through the red light without the driver even touching the brakes. But thankfully, the driver he would have otherwise hit noticed the speeding truck and was able to stop. Jeff told us he and his family love all the Wham Bam channels, but we hope he never has anything more exciting than this to send us. If you're a Wham Bam fan, slam into the subscribe button at full speed and let's keep rolling. Wayne was turning left through an intersection when he had a brush with a Tesla behaving badly.
Oh.
That Tesla man can't drive. That Tesla man can't drive.
Even though Wayne's Jeep Grand Cherokee traded paint with the Tesla Model Y, the Tesla driver fled the scene. Wayne's dashcam successfully captured the license plate number, and he's now getting his front bumper cover repaired.
Alright.
Wayne was driving down a highway in Florida when he watched a pickup being towed on a flatbed lose its hood.
Oh no.
The flying hood struck a semi-truck, getting stuck on it until the trucker shook it loose. Nobody involved stopped, and rumor has it the hood can still be found in the middle of that highway in Florida to this day.
Driving a semi.
Yaya had just driven past a silver Hyundai before she changed lanes, ending up in front of it. Evidently, the Hyundai driver took this personally, because she took the first opportunity she had to cut Yaya off and brake check her. The Hyundai Sonata made contact with Yaya's Hyundai Veloster, but after brake checking Yaya, the other driver fled. Yaya called the police, and incredibly, the other driver returned after cops responded to the scene. Yaya made an insurance claim with the other driver's insurance provider before hiring an attorney to pursue her for medical expenses. Throw the book at her, Yaya. Road rage should never be excused. Red Hoodie was driving past the entrance to a parking lot when a driver in the left lane failed to close the gap, and I bet you can guess what happened.
Yep.
Thankfully,
Almost.
Red Hoodie was able to
Almost.
swerve around the turning Jeep, avoiding a collision. Last time we showed a Close the Gap video, we challenged viewers to cite any law requiring drivers to leave gaps in front of driveways. So far, not one commenter has been able to cite a law requiring drivers to do this. Remember, leaving a gap when you don't have to isn't courteous, it's dangerous. Close the gap. Sean was turning through a gap left for an intersection. Yes, this is required and very different than a gap left for a driveway, but check out what the driver of the Honda SUV did when he stopped to check for traffic.
Rear-ended his truck. Wait,
For whatever reason, the officers in the two marked Miami-Dade police cars who witnessed the collision just kept right on driving, leaving Sean and the other driver to wait for other cops to respond.
Wow.
Sean told us the Honda driver spoke no English and didn't even have a driver's license, as he was new to the United States. If you're wondering if all of that is illegal, yes it is, but people do it anyway.
of
Jacob
course.
was on his way to get some food after an early morning shift when he watched a pickup driver turn the wrong way onto the one-way street.
Oh my god.
Hey, at least he figured out he was headed the wrong way and immediately started a U-turn. Jacob told us the pickup driver was able to turn around without any collisions.
Alright.
Vidal was driving in Brussels. As he slowed down for a red light, his Polestar 2 was suddenly rear-ended by a BMW.
Of course a BMW.
YouTube makes us blur out the occupants of any vehicles involved in collisions, but in the original video, it's clear why the BMW driver didn't see what was going on in
Distracted
front of him.
on their
He had
phone.
a partially inflated balloon
Oh.
in his mouth,
Yeah.
and it obscured his view as he drove. It's
Oh.
unclear if he was inflating or deflating the balloon as he drove, and Vidal thinks he was inhaling something out of it. Whatever the
Was he
case, the
trying
BMW driver
to-
fled the scene as soon as he realized Vidal was calling the police.
You stupid
They were able
rat!
to use Vidal's dashcam footage to identify the driver, and his insurance provider will be paying for Vidal's repairs. This is actually Vidal's second time being featured on Wham Bam Dashcam. We'll put a link to the
Alright.
previous episode he was featured in at the end of this one, in case you haven't seen it. Daniel was on his way home from work in his Polestar 2 when he was nearly struck head-on by an oncoming Volvo driver who chose the wrong time to overtake traffic.
Head on. Holy Holy
Volvos have a reputation for being safe vehicles, but that safety apparently doesn't extend to their drivers. Daniel told us he thought about sending his footage to the police, but he knows they wouldn't do anything about it. This emitter watched an SUV ahead of him suddenly swerve toward a highway on-ramp and into the side of a red Hyundai.
That one. What? Why did he do
This
that?
emitter is another one that has been featured before, way back in episode 36. That was years ago. If you only recently became a Wham Bam fan, you probably haven't seen that video. We'll put a link to it at the end of this one. Dave watched a cat on the sidewalk look both ways before crossing the street in a crosswalk. Dave told us the cat had visually confirmed Dave was stopping before heading across the street. Good kitty. He wanted to shout out his wife Megan and son Alexander. Don't forget to watch Vidal's video of a driver spinning off a highway in France. That's the episode on top. Or take a trip down memory lane and watch the Elder Godfather's video of what he called the opposite of instant justice.
Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you liked it, you can like, comment, share, and subscribe. And also subscribe to Wham Bam Dash Cam. But you don't have to if you don't want to. And that's all to say, really. So yeah, see you next time.